to talk more about these deals. Jonathan Watchtel joins us. Jonathan, former senior policy advisor for the U.S. mission to the United Nations. Welcome, Jonathan, as always. So these jets from Qatar, for Boeing jets, let's start there. Your impressions of this deal, significance of it. What did you make of it?
It's massively important in terms of the U.S. economy and us, showing off our technology. The basic truth is we're in direct competition with a company like Airbus. The Europeans churn out a lot of airplanes, and they want the market share. And here we are securing Boeing a spot, as significant as can be spot. I mean, this is, arguably the largest deal in terms of planes. A big deal for the Qataris too. They're getting American ingenuity and top-of-the-line planes that will help them with their Qatari airline carrier that covers the globe. So overall, a big win.
Yeah, I'm sure Elon Musk liked to see those Cybertrucks driving down the street too that Kelly was showing. We just showed them again. By the way, the president's at a state dinner now. We haven't had audio coming in from him. We did see him speaking there, just so you know. That's where he is at the moment. Now, what about the deals previously signed? Like, you put this trip all together, Jonathan. We talked about it before, and people say, well, you're going through the Middle East. It's geopolitics. It's the war in Gaza. It's Iran. And there's some of that, but it was really billed as being about business, an economic deal. Saudi Arabia, for example, I think we have a screen showing a $142 billion arms deal. So there you have some geopolitics, but also the investment in AI, $20 billion, energy infrastructure. And then more for American firms said to be in the works. The White House saying 145 deals signed, the $300 billion number. The numbers aside, what about the significance of doing these deals, the impact of them? You said the Qatari one was big. What about altogether?
Look, we're also in a race to get American ingenuity in terms of high tech. Artificial intelligence is arguably the big business battle for the United States as we compete with the other giant in this space, and that's China. And of course, a lot of other nations are clamoring to assert themselves in this position, whether it's from Ireland to Israel or whoever is in this space. Very competitive. And the fact that there are deals signed to be using American chips and to be really at the cutting edge of what's happening in the Gulf, hugely important. This is a big business situation. The Gulf has always played that role. The U.S. economy, of course, gets bolstered as a result of that, and we get to be in a competitive place. So hugely important. Not sure exactly how much the deal is with Saudi Arabia, different numbers being floated around, but nonetheless massively significant.
Now, and the other thing I wanted to ask you about is Syria. I did find it fascinating, given the history of the new leader in Syria and what he's been through for years and years, that the president didn't not only meet with this new leader, but also lift sanctions on Syria. We have a clip of the president talking about those sanctions. Here he is.
After discussing the situation with Crown Prince Mohammed and President Erdogan of Turkey, I am also ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria to give them a fresh start. It gives them a chance for greatness. The sanctions were really crippling, very powerful.
What about this with Syria? It would have been hard to imagine for years, but it's a new day, I guess, for Syria. What do you make of it?
Yeah, Connell, this one's very complicated because, first of all, Shah has such a checkered past. I mean, the guy affiliated with Al-Qaeda. So, you have to be very cautious about what's going on here. And does a leopard change his spots? That's the big question here. Now, he is of the Sunni side of Islam, which is in direct competition with the Shia side of Islam, which is pretty much run by Iran, and alignment there. But this leader is right in the crosshairs of the Alawites, who have suffered now as a result of Bashar Assad being toppled from power. We've seen in the south of Syria the Druze ethnic and cultural group coming under pressure from the Sunnis. It's not so straightforward. And then you have the Kurds in the picture of this. How does this affect the Kurds, who have tremendous sway within Syria and other parts of the Middle East? So this really could be a decision that maybe will help to float Syria into a better place, or it truly could backfire in ways that would be very unfortunate.
All right, good analysis, as always, from Jonathan Watchtel. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate that.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.